morning and that I'll be graduating with my fellow classmates later this evening. We are glad that you are here with us as we celebrate the senior graduation, and we are thankful that you are here with us today as we worship Jesus Christ. We hope you receive a blessing from the special music and the GCA experiences and the rest of the GCA services.
Good morning. Happy Sabbath. Thank you so much for being here this weekend. As Cole said, we're going to worship this morning. Please join along.
Church, we are your sons and daughters. We've gathered here to meet with you. We lift our eyes, we lay our hearts before you, expect and hear for you. Oh God, when you come, so pour out your spirit, we love to be near you, oh God, when you come. You are the way, truth and life we live for. Oh, how we long to know you more. With our hands to the heavens, alive in your presence, oh God, when you come, so pour out your spirit, we love to be near you, oh God. Come like a rushing wind, come like a fire again, come like a burning flame. Have your way, have your way. Come like a rushing wind, come like a fire again. to see you.
If you could, we'd like you to stand up for our last song. So at the beginning of this year, we had a senior retreat, and on the last night, we sat around a campfire and we opened up to each other, and we really talked through things with each other, and it got us in this really spiritual place where we were connected with each other and connected with God. And we came back and we didn't want to lose that. We wanted to keep that fire going. And so this song kind of became a theme song for the seniors this year, because we want God to have a fire in our lives that we don't have control of, because it's all through Him. So please sing with us this morning.
No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be than here in your love, here in your love. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be than here in your love, here in your love. Set a fire down in my soul that I can't contain and I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God. Set a fire down in my soul that I can't contain and I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be than here in your love, here in your love. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be than here in your love, here in your love. Set a fire down in my soul that I can't contain and I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God. Set a fire down in my soul that I can't contain and I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God.
As we sing the verse one more time, just let this song be your prayer this morning. No place I'd rather be.
No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be than here in your love, here in your love. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be than here in your love, here in your love.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Good morning, happy Sabbath. My name is Taylor and I'm a 4-year senior.
My name is Christiana. I am also a 4-year senior.
And today we would like to share a verse with you that kind of sums up our senior year, our high school career. It's found in Isaiah 43:2. It says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." This verse just keeps reminding us that no matter what we're going through, God is always there for us, and He'll be with us whatever trials we're going through.
Please bow your heads for prayer. Dear God, we thank you for bringing us all to this day. Thank you for the family that is our class. Please help us to appreciate them the way that you do. Thank you for dying for us. Thank you for coming here and bringing us all here so that we can see this graduation. Help us to glorify you through it. Help us not to remember what we've learned. Thank you for protecting us through everything. We love you. Amen.
Hello, my name is Charnay Horton and I'm a 4-year senior. What is my GCA experience? Well, I will say it is one word: time. The time my family has spent supporting me day in and day out. The time the faculty and staff has dedicated towards allowing me to feel safe and loved. The time Ms. Carr has spent tutoring me in math. All the time Ms. Schmidt took taking me to the doctors or to Walmart. And all the time DJ spent trying to keep me grounded with talks that made me think about my future and time here at GCA. I have used the word time because it is something that we are all here to celebrate and talk about. So I'm going to tell you about my time. Freshman year, I was lost because I didn't know how to be the person I knew I wanted to be in the future. I was always in confrontation or going against the rules, but in my heart, I wanted to be a person people could come up to and feel safe enough to have a conversation. I didn't know if I was going to be able to survive GCA, so I did some soul searching and decided I had to survive if I wanted a future. Sophomore year came around and I was trying so hard to rewrite my wrongs, but old habits were still getting the best of me. But this time around, I knew I had to handle things differently if I ever wanted to genuinely improve. Junior year came around, and as my sister would say, I was at a crossroad. I could go down the path of not caring about others and how I'm supposed to treat them, or being another black statistic because I wanted to quit school, or I could go down the path of the golden rule and having an education that won't be easy to get, but that will be worth it in the end. Let's just say I chose the path of education and being someone in something so I could one day tell someone that was in my shoes, if I could do it, so can you. You just have to push yourself and want it bad enough. Let's just say 3 years of self-improvement didn't just happen by my doing. It happened with God as the front runner of the whole operation. I knew of God and of things He has done in my life, but having a relationship was a different story. Time was the key to God and I's relationship. As much as I opened my heart to Him, then I was allowed through the Holy Spirit to see His true character. There would be times I would sit in my dorm room and ask, God, why me? Why is this the life I was given? As I got to know God, I got to understand His love, mercy, and plan for my life. I came to understand His love in the shape of a father, and that He is my one true Father above any earthly father, and that His love for me is unconditional, and that He will never leave me. I came to know Him as a friend when I felt alone. I came to know Him as my Savior, the one who died on the cross for my sins and shortcomings. It was GCA and the people here that allowed me to see and experience God in these different ways. God never said it was easy, but it was worth it, and that He would be there every step of the way. I knew this to be fact because going through different things at GCA was a challenge, but knowing that He wouldn't give up on me, and that He wouldn't give me anything I couldn't handle, and would be the words that pushed me through, and every time I did, it got easier because I depended on Him rather than myself. So to GCA, thank you for allowing me to be able to call this my home for the last 4 years, and to not only know God, but to have a relationship with Him.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ashlyn Calvin, and I'm a four-year graduating senior. Although many who were with me at the start of my freshman year would agree with me when I say I never thought I would be here today. Coming in my freshman year was very difficult for me, so I made it my duty to make it difficult for everyone else around me. I was angry, rude, and would shut anybody out who would try to get close to me, all because I believed I could do it on my own. I believed that I didn't belong here. I was in the mindset of, if my parents want to dump me here in the middle of nowhere, then I can do it all by myself. But what I couldn't do and refused to admit was be happy. So I learned the hard way. Sophomore year was a little bit better, but I was still very much stubborn and focused a little too much on doing things on my own. I had a steady group of friends that clearly appreciated me, but I failed to acknowledge how much I appreciated them. Through a chain of events that year, my faith, strength, and courage was tested, with a mixture of death in my family and struggling within my own self, and finding myself created a weight on me that I thought would kill me if I didn't find a way to get rid of it. And that's when I saw God's plan in action. Because of all the trials I was put through, I now see that God was bringing me closer to Him. I couldn't talk to anyone about the way I was feeling because I knew they wouldn't understand. And the only person I could go cry to was God. There was many nights I would be up long into the night just talking to Him and thinking. So I'm proud to say that those long talks with God really did bring me closer. So good, because I found myself becoming baptized. Things were beginning to look brighter. I was becoming more positive and trying to find the good things that I did enjoy about GCA. That really helped me a lot. Sadly, I thought the hard times were over. My junior year was an emotional roller coaster and I thought would never end. Everyone says your junior year is the hardest. For me, I don't know if they were talking about schoolwork or just the anticipation of wanting to be a senior. I honestly have no clue. All I know is neither of those made it hard for me. Still to this day, I cannot tell you what was wrong. I had many days I would wake up feeling as though the weight of the world was on my shoulders. Many nights I would cry myself to sleep because I thought I was alone and no one could take this darkness away from me. Even though the majority of my days that year were spent getting through that pain, I always had my class to make me laugh. They probably never knew this, but junior year, it was them that helped me through it. It was them that could make it better than anyone else. It was them that could make me laugh, could take the load off my back and feel so much lighter. And for that, I thank them. I have learned that people in my class, they are not just my classmates, they are my family. A family that needs each other to be happy and to help each other make it through the hard times. Senior year had been a great year. I take it upon myself to stay positive and allow others to help me with any obstacle life tries to put in my way. During senior retreat at the beginning of the year, everything began to click for me, that I needed others and others needed me. My beginning was rough. I had many dark days, but I came to the understanding that it only gets darker if I try to bottle everything up and keep it to myself. I could only be free if I looked to God for guidance and looked to my family for support and comfort. I would not be who I am today without the teachers who took the time to be patient with me and took it upon themselves to help me through my rough period. Thank you to my best friend, Ashley Brandon, who was with me every step of the way. She saw the light inside of me, and it shows whenever we're together. Thank you to my class for making me laugh and keeping things interesting in the classroom. I love you all for what you guys have done for me. My name is Ashlyn Calvin. That is my GCA experience.
Good morning and happy Sabbath, church.
May my prayer like incense rise before you, the lifting up my hands a sacrifice. Oh Lord Jesus, turn your eyes upon me, for I know there is mercy in your sight. Your statutes are my heritage forever. My heart is set on keeping your decrees. Please still my anxious urge toward rebellion. Let love keep my will upon its knee. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. To all creation I can see a limit, but
Your commands are boundless and have none. For your word is my joy and meditation, from the rising to the setting of the sun. All your ways are loving and are faithful. Your road is narrow, but your burden light. Because you gladly lean to lead the humble, I shall gladly kneel to leave my pride. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you.
Good morning and happy Sabbath. My name is Zamir Barnett, and I am a four-year senior here at GCA. With the little time that I have, I want to rewind all the way back to my start of freshman year here at GCA. My parents have always believed in Christian education and purposed in their hearts that I would either be homeschooled or be in Adventist schools. The time had finally come for high school, and getting into GCA did not look financially possible. At the same time, my family had to move out of our apartment within the same week school was to start. This was a hard time for me, and stress was at an all-time high within my family. Miraculously, we got enough money for a U-Haul truck and said a prayer and packed all our belongings. But then there was another issue. We had no transportation. Our one vehicle had just broken down, and there was no way for me to be able to get to GCA for registration. Then there was a second miracle. A family friend offered to drive me and my mom to GCA to make it in time. God worked out the money to register me into GCA, and also money for uniforms and other fees through the love and support of my family. Again, there was one more really big issue. When my dad arrived with the U-Haul, where were we going to live? Many would probably think my parents were crazy for working off impulse, but they had faith like none other that I have ever seen before. My cousin and my dad drove up to GCA, and we stayed in a hotel for the night. Many thoughts of a freshman on the night before the first day of school are, how will my hair look? Will I make any new friends? But my worries were, where will I sleep tomorrow night? When I was dropped off at school, my mom told me to pray and have a good first day. I tried my best to conceal how worried I was, but all I could do was pray. My first day at GCA was great. I had the friends I made at Cahutta, and though no one knew what I was going through, I tried to appear happy. Through the mercy of God alone, by the time I got out of school, we were driving a rental car to our new home. Before this experience, prayer had not been something personal to me, but more of a routine or ritual. As I matriculated through GCA, problems still occurred, but the difference was I prayed through them. I am thankful for the people who are always there willing to talk and pray with me, like Miss Nesmith, who would answer my text at 1 o'clock in the morning asking for prayer, or Miss Bogus, who was always willing to just simply listen and give me advice, and my roommate Ashlyn, who has always been there through the most stressful times and willing to pray for me when I cried. I have learned a lot through my time here at GCA, but most importantly, I have learned that God can work in your situation. All you need to do is trust Him completely. God has brought me to this point, and I am proud to say that I will be moving on to college debt-free. Because of His goodness and mercy, all I can do now is remain faithful to Him as I embark on this new chapter of my life. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Santana, and I'm a 3-year senior. But my GCA experience starts about 12 years ago. In elementary school that I attended, it wasn't that big, and I never really was one to fit in. A lot of girls my age wanted to play with Barbie dolls and have tea parties, unlike me, who played with toy animals and ran outside when it rained to play in the mud. When it came to boys, they still believed girls had cooties, so I didn't really fit in there either. I struggled a lot to find friends who had the same interests as I did. The friends that I made were really not into the same things as I was. I tried to mold myself into their interests so I could fit in with them. This behavior continued all the way till my 8th grade year. I felt like I was suffocating in this small box that I thought I needed to be in to have friends. I made excuses for them when they did things that I really didn't like or had things that they did together as a group, and I was just like, that doesn't seem like that much fun to me. But suddenly, all the friends that I had started to do all these crazy things, and the lines between right and wrong just suddenly started to blur for them. This all happened the first month of my sophomore year. I went to my parents and told them I needed a change from the small school I was going at. We planned for me to attend GCA my junior and senior year and finish out my first 2 years at the small school there. But I told them I needed to change. When the gap between my friends and my views changed drastically, we decided we could see if I could enroll in GCA the second semester of my sophomore year. We called the administration of the school, and they told us that I could be actually enrolled that sophomore year of the first semester. I was so excited and ready for the change to come. We sent all the information the school needed and got together supplies needed for me to live in the dorm. My mother got the email saying that I was accepted to GCA as we were heading down for a visit. I was so excited and nervous at the same time. I had never been in a school with more than 15 kids in my whole life, and changing to one that has over 200 students is quite a change for a young teenage girl. That Friday night, we attended Vespers, and when the pastor called for those who wanted to show Jesus in their life, I went forward. I can remember walking up there and the other GCA students welcoming with arms open wide as we stood in a circle, arms around each other, as the pastor prayed for us. I knew then that was where God wanted me to be. That Sunday, I moved into the dorm, and I met my roommate for the first time, Megan Goffin, under very interesting circumstances. She only came a week before I did, and we bonded over the fact that we were both late starters in the year. She taught me to be yourself no matter what people think of you. As long as you are confident in being yourself, you can be the craziest, funniest person you can be. And if any of you know her, you know she lives out that ideal. Now I have so many odd, crazy, and way out there friends who match my personality. I came to GCA with the hope to find friends and a way to fit in. But God has something else planned for me. When I came to GCA, I did find friends, but more importantly, I found out who I was and met my wonderful Savior, who I see in many people here, in my classmates, the faculty, church members, and now I see him working in me. Thank you all for allowing God to work with you and make my GCA experience a wonderful one.
You brought me to the desert so you could be my water. You brought me to the fire so you could be my shield. You brought me to the darkness so you could be my morning light. If you brought me this far, you brought me this far. Wherever you lead me, I know you won't leave me. Wherever you call me, you make a way. Wherever we're going, I will be holding to the promise you have made. You will make a way. You will make a way. And when I'm in the valley, you will be my comfort. And when I'm at the end of me, I find you there. And when I'm in the battle, you will be my present peace. 'Cause you brought me this far. You brought me this far. If you brought me this far, wherever you lead me, I know you won't leave me. Wherever you call me, you make a way. Wherever we're going, I will be holding to the promise you have made. You will make a way. My God will make a way. 'Cause you brought me this far. You brought me this far. You brought me this far. You make a way. 'Cause you brought me this far. You brought me this far. You brought me this far. My God will make a way. Wherever you lead me, I know you won't leave me. Wherever you call me, you make a way. Wherever we're going, I will be holding to the promise you have made. Wherever you lead me, I know you won't leave me. Wherever you call me, you make a way. Wherever we're going, I will be holding to the promise you have
is Jo Carrie Castro, and I am a four-year senior. My GCA experience has been a blessed and unique experience. I came as a freshman against my own will. I was angry at my parents and everyone else. I simply didn't want to be here. Everything was new, and I was totally outside my comfort zone. My first year, I really struggled. My grades weren't sufficient, and I wasn't putting any effort into improving them. I wasn't striving in school, and my behavior didn't help. I was constantly misbehaving. My parents were financially burdened, and on top of all that, I was spiritually struggling. Throughout all these hardships, I had the support from all the loving staff. Slowly but surely, my grades started progressing, and I never imagined myself now graduating with honors. Throughout the 4 years, Ms. D has found a solution to keep GCA in my future. Although my spiritual habits weren't good, I learned and began to grow a new relationship with God. I think God has a plan for each and every one of us, and I know this was God's plan for me. He brought me to what seemed like a punishment, but it turned out to be a blessing in disguise. I look back on the 4 years, and I don't regret experiencing my high school career here. GCA is something that has changed me for the better. I will truly miss every aspect of GCA, but I know this is only the beginning of a new journey. Thank you to all for making my GCA experience the best highlight of my life. God bless.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brittany Swanigan, and I'm a four-year senior. And, well, let me tell you that my expectation for GCA was far from reality. That can be taken as good or bad. Bad because, I thought there was a McDonald's, right on Center Campus. I thought that was going to be there. I thought I could, if you've seen Zoe 101, I thought I could go anywhere, walk up the street, do what I need to do. But no, we're vegetarian, and we have to call for permission. But one good thing, it wasn't the prison that I thought it was going to be, and Mr. Gerard was not the mean security guard, so that's a good thing. GCA offered me numerous opportunities in life, such as the first time as experiencing the Heavenly Father that I do know now, and that I'm glad for the connection that we have. It gave me a second chance at life, and it gave me three amazing deans, Dean Sarah, DJ, and Dean Andrea. And let me tell you, I gave them a really hard time. They still love me, though, but I did give them a hard time. I was probably in their office more than I probably attended Thursday Chapel. I'm sorry, Mr. Gerard, but that's true. But, less and less each year. But they helped me through a lot, and I really want to thank them for that. And I just appreciate everything they do. And through all this, they've been the nurturing hand to me that I've needed in my life, and I want to thank them for that. And I can say that, I asked my dean this morning, could she think of a memory of me and what I could say in my speech today. And she was like, oh, tell them how you picked the weeds. So I had, through my bad behavior, but I've gotten better. But this was like 4 years ago, so it's okay. I took over Mr. Schmidt's job for a little while, and I did the gardening beds a little bit. So it turned out pretty good, turned out pretty nice. And and another memory she told me to tell you guys was how I'd always wait till lights out, so no one would see me. And I'd go to her office because, she's I think of her as like a wise person, DJ. So I'd go and wait till lights out was, and I'd go and I'd sit in her office and I'd talk to her for a long time because, I like to talk. And I'd talk for a long time, and sometimes we'd be crying, sometimes we'd laugh. Sometimes she'd tell me, it's time to go, because I'd tell her stories afterwards. So my stories took a long time. But she always helped me. She gave me so much good advice, and I really appreciate that. And I'm so ecstatic today to be standing here and say that GCA has always been my family. As a family, we ate together, we loved each other, we laughed, we prayed, and we did much more together. My class has been a great representation of this. Unfortunately, I did not go on senior trip, but I did go on junior trip, and I can say that we bonded as a family there. We laughed on the long bus rides. We ate from Little Italy all the way to freezing Maine. We prayed every morning during worship. We did all this as a family, and I can say I really enjoyed myself. And I just want to say one thing before I'm finished. I want to say that GCA also has been my support throughout my life, and I can say that they supported me so much because they've given me so much support this past 2 weeks. But the thing with the sorry cards and everything, and I think that, I just really appreciate GCA because, my father just recently passed away, and I think that they give me so much support for that and understanding, and I just want to say thank you.
Please bow your heads with me for prayer. Our Father in heaven, thank you for us being here today. Thank you for your Sabbath day. Thank you that we get to celebrate with all our families and friends that have been able to come here today. Thank you for us being able to celebrate success today, because we know that the only true success is through you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
We will begin our church service.